Do you have any, first, can you clarify, were senators of the 34th Guam Legislature, were they not paid this week?
No employee of the 34th Guam Legislature has been paid this week. What happened was at the end of the 33rd Guam Legislature, the end of the 33rd Guam Legislature ended in the middle of a traditional pay period. Um, by law, the legislative employees who were employed in there were to be terminated at the end of that week. Then, the new hiring began the next week. So, because the end of the 33rd ended in the middle of a pay period, that means the beginning of the 34th started in the middle of a pay period. So it would only be half a pay period. So it would be what we would consider a typical 40-hour week to be paid for. But just to be clear, no one from the 34th Guam Legislature has received a paycheck for that 40-hour initial work week.
And that includes you as well.
That includes me, yeah. So everyone. I mean, what happened was our fiscal office, God bless their souls, were working the first official week of the 34th legislature started on the 3rd. The 3rd through the 6th was the first official work week, and the people in the fiscal office were busy finalizing the final paycheck for the 33rd, in addition to the lump sum payments that were due to the employees who were eligible for them. So that's what they were tasked with doing the first week. Now, we tried this week. We have to remember, this is only the second week of this legislative term. So this week, our fiscal office has been diligent and working hours even after 5 o'clock to try to meet that initial 40-hour pay period for the 2nd through the 6th. We were unable to complete it by today, but we are on track to have it transacted to the bank on Tuesday, because Monday's a holiday, and hopefully get it paid out. If not Tuesday, then Wednesday. And then what will happen is the following week is a regular pay period week. We are on schedule to meet that with the full 80-hour payout.
When were the senators and staffers supposed to get paid?
They were supposed to be paid. This is the regular work week. So this week is the regular work week. Traditionally, what has happened with the legislature is we've been able to submit any direct deposits, because we run on direct deposit here. The direct deposits go in on the Tuesday of the work week. Now, I was told by our chief fiscal officer that practice is done by several instrumentalities. There's some government instrumentalities that get paid on Wednesdays of the work week and Thursdays, and then obviously Fridays. We pay ours on Tuesday. That was just tradition. I mean, I was informed that can be altered or modified, but we're just trying to get the current term off to a smooth start. It hasn't been that way yet. We've had a few bumps in the road, but we're slowly piecing it back together and working our way. A lot of us are new, because there was a big change out with the senators. There are a lot of new employees also entering to the legislature. So in addition to trying to process all the payouts during the last week, our fiscal office was also tasked with ensuring that all the paperwork for the incoming employees, including new senators, was done properly and was completed, and that all the necessary documents and all the information was full.
So the only people who got paid this week were members of the 33rd and the staffers who were outgoing?
All employees from the 33rd have received their final paycheck, and all those who are eligible for annual leave lump sum payments also received this. So the payouts for the 33rd in terms of to employees have already been completed.
Do you know how much was paid out and how much still remains to be paid out for the 34th? An estimate? How much?
Well, none was paid out for the 34th.
Or for the 33rd?
I don't have the number on me right now. I do know that all the employees that were eligible or supposed to get paid got paid, and all the lump sums that were supposed to be paid out were paid out. I can get you a number. I just don't have it on me right now.
What about for the 34th? How much is expected to be paid out next week, or was supposed to be paid out?
It really, we haven't received all the documents from all the senators regarding their staffs. We do have budgetary allotments per quarter for senators, but that doesn't give you an indication of how many, what's going to be spent on personnel.
You know how many staffers? I mean, there's 15 senators, but do you know how many staffers?
I don't know. It's their responsibility and within their purview to hire as few or as many as employees as they would like.
Has this ever happened before? The senators, I guess a Payless, Payday in a sense?
It's. I was just on the radio with another media, and I was talking about, at least with my experience, when I had first worked in the legislature, I didn't get a first pay period immediately, but when I first began working up at the administration for the governor's office, I didn't receive a paycheck for the first month and a half. Now it just may be, I'm not sure, it may just be processing of paperwork, which is, in our case, that's what it was, the processing of paperwork. But it's not uncommon, especially in a transition period. We have to, like, again, I have to underscore the point that